Hello, everybody. Welcome to this week's apparently stream. Today we're going to be talking about everyone's favorite, dark arts enthusiast, Professor Snape. Also today we have Mary, from Mary's Game Room over here as a guest. Hello, Mary.
Hello.
Hello.
Hey.
So,
Hello.
okay, so when they're looking at Professor Snape, one thing that you have to admit is the man is absolutely obsessed with Lily Potter.
Yes, he is.
That's a fair statement, yeah.
Yeah, because I was talking to one of my friends and we were there and we were talking and I'm like, no, this man is literally to a criminal degree. He's after she died, he basically stalked her kid. And he then took her bloody Expecto Patronus.
I mean, how did he stalk her kid after she died? Because
he
I never heard of Snape bothering Harry.
He kept
really lost.
He never lost track of him.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I also love his wand. So let's actually just get a bit of backstory on Snape and things like that, and then we can get talking. He was actually rather young when he actually passed away. He was only in his 30s, because I know that Anthony Ringman or Alan Rickman, who plays him, was actually in his 50s when he was playing Professor Snape. But Snape was actually born in 1960 and he passed away in 1998, making him 38 years old when he died.
So it's making me feel old.
Well, you should do. You're a Gryffindor.
How that has anything to do with it? Drop.
That has no bearing on whether he's a Gryffindor or not. That has no
bearing. But speaking of his wand, I think is one of the best wand hilts in all of Harry Potter.
Although it also looks like he should be smoking a cigarette in it.
Mm-hmm. It does.
Yeah, that looks like a cigarette.
Unscrew it. Put some tobacco in.
Yeah.
Or what it even looks like is like one half of a pair of decorative chopsticks.
Oh my god!
Oh, it does. It actually
it does. Yeah.
It looks like the end of that pipe that the caterpillar smoking in Alice in Wonderland.
It really does.
So, Severus actually grew up next to Lily Potter, who is a ginger. She will be recast in the new movies, I bet you.
No, we're not going.
No, I will not speak of that on the stream.
Now, this has actually led me to a theory. Mary, you might agree with me. Okay, so you remember in the books and in the movies that Harry's aunt was really, really excited. She said mother was so excited, but in the books it said mother and father were so excited that there was a witch in the family, right?
Uh-huh.
I think that the Evanses were actually squibs.
Could be, yeah.
Yeah, because why else would you be so excited to have a witch in in your family if you weren't used to magic and if you weren't a squib?
Yeah, because technically Muggles don't know.
Yeah, but Mary, you want to talk to us about some of your what you think of Snape and things like that?
Sure.
Okay.
Okay, what's the consensus? Do we all think that he was a bad person, a good person, gray?
I don't think he was a bad person. I think he might have done bad things for the right reasons.
I don't think he was either a bad person or a good person. I would say
I really like
Snape.
I think he was a great guy.
Hey there, Ramblin'.
Hey, Ramblin' Canuck.
Hey, Ramblin'.
Oh yeah,
And,
that's not wrong.
Yes, he's not wrong there.
I mean, I really like Snape. I think he's a very compelling character. I think he's actually a very good guy. It's just he sort of because of his personal relationship with Harry Potter's parents, he
here's
took some of that out of Harry.
Yeah, here's his dad, and what he's actually doing is this. They used to bully him relentlessly.
Mhm.
Yeah, like actually, I think one of the sort of the interesting things about Harry Potter is like Harry Potter's dad was a jackass.
Yeah, he
Mhm.
was.
Yeah.
Like, he wasn't a good person.
No.
Was a
Like-
complete dick.
And
What,
I think that's ultimately what led Snape towards where he went and sided with Voldemort and
Yeah,
became a
because,
Death Eater and that whole
like,
line.
look at
Well,
this.
because
This is
because he lost Lily to fucking James Potter of all fucking people.
I know.
Which is
Fucking hell.
like because Harry was the child of the woman he loved and the guy who he just absolutely hated for good reason. Like somebody who
Yeah.
had spent much of his childhood tormenting him.
Yeah.
like his entire childhood. But the thing is, he was the first exposure of Lily to magic.
hmm
That's true too. Yeah.
Well, he was the one who told Lily what she was. Because
Yeah.
he saw he was at the same park Lily was at, and he saw her jump out of the fucking swing and fly instead of landing on the ground. And he's like, "Do you know why you can do what you do?"
Yeah. Well, actually,
Yeah.
Katana, he's your neighbor,
Yeah,
which is also handier because that means
she didn't know that is the thing until that happened.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, the thing about Snape that I've always found interesting, and granted, okay, I never read the books, but why did they ever explain why Lily liked Harry's father? Like what the
Because
attraction
Snape-
was?
He was the seeker. He was a jock. He was like one of the top guys in the school. But Snape,
They're in the same house.
Yeah, and Snape, in a fit of rage, called her a mudblood.
Yeah, she didn't actually like James to begin with.
Mm-mm.
And well, and you know what was really kind of tragic about that too was he called her a mudblood after she made James and the other bunch stop tormenting him one day because he was mad at her. Because I don't know why he was mad at her specifically. He was mad at all of them, but I don't know.
I say he might have just been
think he
lashing
was
out,
just
honestly.
projecting.
Yeah.
It could have been. Anyway, he called her a mudblood, and she's like, "Okay, fine. You're never gonna see me
Fine,
again.
bye,
And
bitch."
I won't do anything about it next time."
I mean, for an external context, in terms of like his what?
I never did figure out why she held such a grudge for so long.
I think
That
it
always
was-
confused me.
Well, you see, as well, he had also gone in with the likes of like Bellatrix and all the people who would become the Death Eaters. Like he got in with a really bad crowd.
hmm
Well, I mean, also it's I think some of that is Lily is. I mean, James Potter ended up. I mean, I think a lot of the reason why he ended up getting Lily was he just beat the hell out of Snape at every opportunity he got, and probably every time he saw him talking to her.
Yeah.
And
Plus, don't forget
he
him.
sort of
Well, and he
forced him
wouldn't
away
leave her
from-
alone. He kept badgering her too.
Yeah.
And
Plus, sorry. Go
but
ahead.
I mean, I think part of that is that she sort of adopted her husband's views on Snape.
I mean, it was entirely
Plausible.
possible.
Yeah. Well, as well as that, I mean, look at afterwards, because if there was any possibility of Snape getting anything back, the fact that he joined Voldemort. Hey there, mountains! My fellow Irishman is in the comments. Mountains of Elysium.
Hello, hello.
Hey.
Yes. So, well, the fact that he joined the Death Eaters, I honestly think that.
I always thought that was more out of desperation than
I was
anything.
actually going to go there. I think a lot of his decisions, especially early on, were made out of bitterness and desperation.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey there, Machi.
And you also have to think about like his friend, like he was in the Slytherin house, so like James Potter and Lily were friends because they were in the same house. All of his friends probably followed that path, and he's a follower, so he followed along.
Yeah. Yeah, I think part of it is because between Mr. Potter Yes, I know.
Please don't.
Everyone's like, no, do
No,
not.
I'm not gonna reference that movie, okay?
Thank
Mr.
you.
Potter bullying him, Lily basically not wanting to acknowledge his
Like,
existence.
she
and
basically
falling-
she just washed her hands of the whole thing.
Exactly. So between those two, and then he was already in Slytherin with like Bellatrix and the others. I think for him, he fell in with the crowd that became the Death Eaters solely because that was the only group he could identify with, and he entered because of the bullying and the
Well,
the
it was
disowning.
not. It wasn't so much that it was the only group he identified with. It was basically the only people who would hang
It's
out.
the only
with
people
him.
that would give him the
Yeah.
time of fucking day.
Yeah.
Well, don't forget as well, Voldemort had already left eggs and things like that, and mental plans in Slytherin. With their parents and everything like that. So by the time he was already in Slytherin, there was nearly a cult to Voldemort in Slytherin.
Well, at that time he wasn't Voldemort. He was Tom Riddle still.
Mm-hmm.
Spoilers.
It's not.
Wow.
Oh God.
No.
But I think that Snape, you see, a lot of people are like, why did Snape never get the dark arts? Why does Snape never get the dark arts? But Voldemort had put on a curse on the dark arts position that nobody except him could hold that position for more than a year without something bad happening to him.
Yeah.
So Voldemort was both protecting him and punishing him at the same time.
Well, I mean, it's definitely not outside the realm of either possibility or probability.
Yeah.
Cold
Yeah.
fusion. So, because I mean, honestly, I feel like when I guess you could call it the first magical war happened that Voldemort started. I think that Snape would have tried to talk Voldemort out of his plans to go after Baby
No,
Potter.
he did. He
Yeah,
did try to talk Voldemort
yeah,
out of
that's
his
what I'm
plans
saying,
to go
yeah.
after Lily and James because of Lily. But
Yeah.
Voldemort did it anyway and ended up killing Lily.
Mm-hmm.
Who, honestly, I think that's basically what got him to turn against. And there is a new theory after coming up. Who here and in the chat has seen Fantastic Beasts?
Me.
I have not.
I've seen some of it.
I saw the first one. That's it.
Okay, so you know the way that Queenie can speak with her mind.
Okay.
There's a theory that she's his grandmother because he is a very well-trained legilimate. Yeah, which is the opposite to what Voldemort is in Occlumens, right? So Snape can both read your mind and stop people from going into his. And there's a new, and there's a theory because Queenie is the only person we've seen.
Sorry, Mountains of Elysium.
Ensign Snape didn't find
Oh my god.
Wow.
My god, sir.
Well,
That's the thing. That happened.
That just happened. Oh, Mountains, that's
Mountains, I swear to God, I will kick you.
wow.
Poor Mrs. She's dying over there.
I can hear that.
But no,
gosh.
I think myself that because Snape was always trying to protect Harry. Yes, this is true. Because like he
also couldn't stand him.
Just because he can't.
Well, because he was bound to remind him of James, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah, because Harry did look very similar to James. Except
Harry
for
looked a little too similar to James, except for his eyes, which were very much
mother's
Lily's.
eyes.
Yeah.
Actually, for the movies, they tried to get contacts into Daniel Radcliffe's eyes, but they wouldn't take, so they just said screw it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I mean, God, when they first started making the movies, he was a kid at the time.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's
Oh, yeah.
true too. And we didn't see we didn't see James until which movie was it?
We saw James in the first movie. He was dead on the floor.
Remember in the mirror?
Yeah, it was Fleet.
Yeah.
Oh, that's right. Yeah. We got. It's been a while since I've seen all the movies.
A snippet towards the end in the mirror of what Harry wanted during then.
Yeah.
Also, it's not like Harry Potter had great visual continuity, anyways.
Well, actually, another thing is the Potters were only 21 when they died.
Yeah,
Which is funny because in the mirror they look considerably older
They
than
do.
that.
Yeah.
Which is why it's like, oh, Dad, I thought you were meant to be 21. Life did not take you quite well.
Yeah.
Life was not kind to you, sir.
Out of curiosity, how old was Professor McGonagall in the books?
I will tell you how old Professor McGonagall in the books was, okay?
Okay.
Minerva. This is how professional we are.
We search things while on stream.
We look things up on the wiki.
And then claim we've always known it.
Yes. He's like, I have a genuine.
Hey, look, I'll give you the benefit of the doubt on this one because that's just not something you would expect people to commonly ask.
Yeah.
46 years old at the time.
I will.
Wait, how old was she when Potters died?
No.
46 when it was through the movies because it said she was born in 1935.
So she was 46 when they died. So that.
Oh, so she's quite old.
She's quite old. So the actress
she's in her
who portrays.
60s.
Yeah, so the actress who portrays McGonagall is probably dead on accurate with the age in terms of.
Yeah,
I would think
Yeah.
so. Yeah.
Which can I just speak on that actress just for a quick second?
Always.
Who here has seen Hook?
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
I remember.
Does she look older in Hook than she does in Deathly Hallows Part 2?
A little bit,
Yeah.
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 I
weirdly
mean, she
enough.
looks like she's on death's doorstep in that
She
movie.
had
Well-
cancer. She was
Yes.
undergoing chemo, but wanted to do it anyway.
Wow. Well, that would explain a great
That
deal.
explains
yeah.
everything, yeah.
Yeah.
is this like one of
She-
those? Oh, God.
So happy that she recovered.
Yeah.
And actually,
Yeah.
Harry Potter 7 and 8, she was actually going through stage 2.
Oh,
Oh,
my
man.
gosh. Well, she didn't skip a beat. She still was at it and
Mhm.
everything.
Mm-hmm.
He was very
like they did-
adamant about doing it.
Yeah, like they said, do you want, like, we could kill you off, we could do something, and she's like, no. And there's behind the scenes footage and things of her, like, where she'd be there standing out doing her spells and then sitting down a few minutes later. Which is why she's so sparsely used in the second one.
Yeah.
Wait. Home Alone 2? Who was she in Home Alone 2?
Come on, Mountains, you put a question now, you need to answer. Who the hell was it?
No. I know, but I'm replaying the movie and I do not because she wasn't the bird lady. That was not her.
No, that was not her.
So I'm trying to think who the
Was she somebody in the toy store?
I don't remember her being any of the hotel workers
she wasn't any of the hotel workers.
because
No.
the main ones in there was Tim Curry and then that one older brunette woman. But
And
that
then
wasn't
and then
her.
you had the comedian guy.
Rob Schneider, I think.
Yeah. No, that wasn't.
No, she wasn't the receptionist.
No, she wasn't. That was another actress.
No, I'm saying that's why I said it wasn't her.
Yeah, it
God
was.
damn it, Mountains, there's more than one woman in Hollywood. You
Dear
Oh
God.
yeah, she was the receptionist at the hotel, I think.
Are you sure?
no, she,
Okay.
No, because
I-
that was the chick that played oh Lord, that terrible Super Mario Brothers movie.
Oh,
Oh
She was the wife, so that's not the same actress.
yeah, and she was a redhead.
no!
She wasn't-
Maggie Smith was deaf. I'm looking through the IMDb page.
I'm just doing the same thing down.
I think I'm thinking of it's probably a different movie I'm thinking of.
Could be, yeah.
Let's see. Trying to find. Was it Hillary? No.
Nope, not in here.
Yeah, she's not. Yeah.
yes, we
I
are
don't
so
see her,
professional,
yeah.
guys.
Yeah.
we are the most
We can even
professional of
do
the
it.
professionals.
But back to
Anyways,
McGonagall, there's
we
a
are so
big
pro.
controversy about her being in the second Fantastic Beasts film because
She-
they said
she
the
was still-
timeline is like way off.
Well,
She should not have even been
second
born.
Fantastic Beasts film was set prior to World War II. It's set
Yeah.
in like
No,
1930.
They were like, if she was in
No.
that movie, then she'd be like in her hundreds in Harry
Yeah,
Potter.
Fantastic
that
Beasts.
would actually completely throw off the age she's supposed to be.
Fantastic Beasts 2 is set in 1927.
Yeah,
Yeah,
She wouldn't have
That
been
doesn't
born
work.
still.
That doesn't work.
Yeah.
Yeah.
it's crazy. Yeah, I don't know
Yeah.
why they did that.
Um,
Dumbledore,
crazy.
yes, but not her.
you know,
No, Mrs. Stone was played by Dana Ivey, who looked kind of sad.
yeah, and there's
That's what was going on.
there's something from the books that I
I hate
always
the internet.
wanted to see is, correct me if I'm wrong, those who are knowledgeable in the books, but didn't McGonagall, the one guy who was like half human, half goblin, and then another professor, all three duel Voldemort at the same time?
That sounds right.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I
But
wish we would have gotten that in the movie. That would have been epic to see.
Guys,
Yeah,
you're also forgetting she also was standing there with the elves as well.
Hmm.
Wait, she was?
Yeah, in the books, the house elves were a big, huge part of the
Oh
world.
yeah,
And there is a part that I'm so mad that they left out. Mary, you might agree with me. Other people here who have the ability to read, I hope that they agree with me. Slytherin's triumphant return back to the fight.
Oh, are you talking about
Yeah. Hey, no!
the one where they decided we're not, in fact, going to have Slytherin make back up with the rest of the school?
Yeah.
Which is what caused a lot of people in fandoms to not realize, hey, no,
Yeah.
this is a thing. Get
I
over
don't,
yourselves.
I don't get that decision even to begin with.
I think it was basically to keep Slytherin looking like the bad guy.
Yeah. Yeah,
Probably.
because remember, Slytherin was usually all the mischievous ones who would sell out each other. I mean, it was that one chick from Slytherin after Voldemort like spoke into everyone's minds. That one chick from Slytherin said, "Well, what are y'all waiting for? Somebody grab him." It was the one that so they kind of made them look like villains. Like if you were in House Slytherin, you were by default a bad guy.
Well, Ron also said, which actually it was actually Hagrid who said it. There was not a bad witch or wizard who wasn't from Slytherin.
hmm
Now, if it was Hagrid, you could put it down because Hagrid basically was fighting Slytherins his whole life because he was part of the Wizarding War. Well, the first Wizarding War, and the second one.
Yeah.
But I also attest that Hagrid was more of a father to him than Dumbledore was.
Well, I don't think that Hagrid knew about Peter Pettigrew. Because remember, Hagrid was kicked out and his wand was broken long before. He was kicked out long before, like Tom Riddle.
Yes, he was kicked out in, I believe, his third year.
Was it his third or his second?
Third.
Because it was really, really early.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, and that's the thing with like going back to the original topic.
Yeah.
With Snape is that if you especially once you get to Deathly Hallows, you see him trying to protect Harry and try and be as because remember he had to put on a certain act as well because he was working alongside Dumbledore planning a lot of stuff in motion years before the second Wizarding War ever happened.
Yeah.
So
Well, I mean, because Snape was always Dumbledore's man.
He was.
He did a very good job of convincing people otherwise, but he was.
Well, you mean like the
He had
whole
to
bit
win it
during the
for
first
Dumbledore the
fucking
whole time.
game where he was like
You mean
helping him catch the fucking I forget what that little bastard thing is called
the
during the Quidditch
snitch.
game.
The
Yeah.
snitch. Yeah.
Yeah. But speaking about things now, I am going to, in a minute, I will give a warning to headphone users. During this, Maxis, we are getting a bit of a back feed from you.
Sorry.
No worries. I'll just barely be able to hear anything. My headset does apparently do that anytime.
Oh,
Oh
jeez.
wait, is it like my old one where sound bleeds through from
Yes.
the
Yeah.
headphones to the mic?
How does that happen?
I
when
don't
they
know.
start getting old, the the connection starts breaking down, and
Okay, got it.
That makes sense. Yeah, that makes sense.
So
it stops filtering.
Max, it's not a problem at all. So, a warning. Okay, let's talk about Septum Sempra for a minute before I blow everyone's
Before you
ear.
go, R.I.P.
The
headphone
fucking
users.
Snape created that spell, by the way.
So
Yeah.
yeah, Mary kindly gave us this scene where just look at that. That look in his face is both like, I am going to kill you and well done, my lad.
Yeah.
But
And
it also-
you can clearly tell he never ever expected anyone to find that spell again.
And be able to properly use it too, probably.
Yeah, but it also shows to me that he's like processing.
He's like, what just happened?
That, like, how
Yeah.
did you do this? And it's like processing that, there is Voldemort inside of Harry. That,
Yeah.
made him rage to do that.
Because for anyone who's forgotten
I mean,
what it looks like,
Harry Potter was sick enough of Malfoy's shit that.
Right, true, yeah.
But let's be honest, we've all been sick and tired of people. We all know one person in particular who we're not going to name. Anyway, who we're all sick of, right? And
I mean, I can think
wouldn't-
of a few. But...
I was going to say that.
Yeah.
well, yes, but one person in particular that this entire panel is sick of, right?
I mean, I could apply that
Yeah.
to several people, honestly, but
Every one of us can apply that to several people, but
Yeah.
regardless.
On that
Yeah.
spell, just quick, what did that spell do exactly? Refresh my
1,000
memory.
cuts.
Okay, I knew it was something involving
it
cuts.
had another name. It was called the Spell of 1,000 Cuts, and
Okay.
basically it would bleed you out with 1,000 like little cuts.
That's what I thought. I just wanted to make sure I wasn't mistaken.
Yeah.
So, okay. All right.
So, during the Second Wizarding War, Snape was really kind of
Good at
influential. He was very good at hiding. But I'm also surprised that he didn't use that more.
He actually did use it a few times during the beginning, because in the 7th book, because remember, several people had learned it from him. In the 7th book, it was one of the
Hello,
Weasley
Hong Kong
twins.
Fooey. Haven't seen you before. Welcome.
Yeah.
Hey,
Yeah,
welcome.
welcome, guys.
So
Hello.
nice. So in the 7th book, you remember, because other people had learned it from Snape, they just weren't masters of it. Well,
Yes.
people thought Snape had cast the spell. Remember, one of the Weasley twins lost his ear because someone flung a Sectum Sempra at him and missed.
Really?
Yeah, did you?
I
When
forgot
when
that
they
was
were
his
all
spell.
being decoys, and using themselves as bait to confuse people as to where Harry was, right?
Yes.
And they were all leaving through various different directions, and the Death Eaters decided to carpet bomb the whole thing. We'll just take everyone out.
Right.
And one of the Weasley twins lost an ear.
Because they're fucking shit.
Yeah, hold on.
Wait, it was either one of the Weasley twins or one of the
Yeah, it was
Yeah.
the Weasley twin.
it was
Yeah.
one of the twins, I believe.
It was. Well, in the movie,
Yeah.
it was for sure.
Farv,
It's
one
been
sec,
so long
Farv,
since I've read the books.
give me one sec, Farv. You can unmute yourself. I just muted you because you were starting to have a bit of a private conversation.
And
So just-
then the Auror, the real Auror, Mad Eye Moody,
Yeah.
Yeah.
recalled from the first Wizarding War that was particularly Snape's spell, so that was why they thought Snape had cast it.
Mad Eye Moody
But
was
it turned out
amazing.
that Snape hadn't been there chasing them.
Yeah. But, which is good.
So, yeah, it is. But remember, clearly he had used it a good bit during the first Wizarding War, at least to begin with.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, but even during if you remember when they went back to the house, Snape had a very sad life outside of Hogwarts.
Yeah. Well, his mother was, she was
Yeah.
married to a psychopath.
yeah,
Well,
that whole sequence.
That
is just
whole
messed
thing
up.
was a clusterfuck, is what it was.
Oh gotcha. But here's something. Speaking about Maggie, when she got back to, like, was recording and everything, you know the spell that she used to summon all the statues?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and she's like, "Oh, I always wanted to use that spell."
Yeah.
Maggie Smith said that herself.
Oh, how funny.
Yeah. Yeah, I remember. I think you told me about that, and then I watched
Yeah.
that spell. I watched that scene with her.
Yeah,
I
and
love her reaction to that.
And also, she also added in the boom to when she was talking to Seamus, because originally it said, "I want you to make that disappear." You wanted to make it disappear. Yes, Mr. Finnegan. But she said, "I want you to make that disappear." You wanted to make it disappear. Boom, Mr. Finnegan. Yes, Professor.
She put that in perfectly because I would have never guessed that. I would have never, because she put the perfect lines in for that time. She did. So, anyways, I think you were going to continue forward with Snape into the Second Wizarding War.
So, in the Second Wizarding War, Snape had a weird relationship with Narcissa, right? Malfoy.
Oh yeah, Narcissa Malfoy.
Yeah, I think that he wanted to get out of the Death Eaters, but he did not want to be there.
Well, neither did Narcissa. Like, Narcissa didn't want her husband to be a Death Eater. And she made Snape promise to get Draco out because Draco joined following his father.
Yeah.
Yes. And Mountain says Snape was also bullied by James because he was Slytherin. I don't think he would have been so cruel to Harry if James had just not been such a massive asshole. Well, that is also true, but you're also forgetting why James was so much of an asshole and so entitled. Do any of you know?
James was so entitled because he was a direct descendant of one of the wizards who.
The Pettigrews.
No, he was
No.
not. He was
Yeah,
not
not
a
the
descendant of the Pettigrews. He was a descendant of the original wizard by the name of Potter, the one who, the one who basically made one of the ones who made the deals with death for power and.
Yes, that's who his ancestor was, but you're forgetting what his dad did. His dad invented Skelegrove.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And he also invented this hair tonic, which is actually quite funny. Hold on, I'm going to unmute Farv just because I say he's back now. Hey, Farv, you back?
Yeah, I did that.
Oh, sorry. No, I thought you would have messaged. Sorry. My bad. So,
There we are.
because in the books, Harry can't keep his hair tamed, but the Potters have created some hair potions, which is why the Vault, they're like one of the richest wizarding families out there. Harry's richer than the Malfoys.
Yeah.
Which is actually quite funny. Yeah, the three brothers, I forget their name. It's been
I don't remember their names either, but
I know the Deathly Hallows. Harry's a direct descendant of the
Harry's father was the one who chose a piece of Death's own cloak.
Yes. Also, that his ancestor, like, that was like looking at their clothes, that's the 1500s. If that, which kind of gets me talking. Was Snape the master of the Elder Wand?
No.
He wasn't.
No, because
no.
Snape, so in the book, Snape allowed everyone to think he was.
Mhm.
Yes.
And there was a reason for that. It was because no matter how much he didn't like Harry to begin with, he also would absolutely never allow the death of Lily's child.
Yeah.
So
he had a very
he
weird
allowed. So remember, Draco Malfoy was the one who beat Dumbledore. Dumbledore had been the master of the Elder Wand. Then Draco beat Dumbledore, but then Harry beat Draco. Snape picked up the Elder Wand and allowed Voldemort to think he was the master.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I know in the movies Harry Harry was like just pulled it out of his hand, therefore he's the master. But he defeated him
No,
some other.
Harry
Yeah.
Harry defeated Malfoy in a duel. And remember, the Elder Wand did not specify you had to kill the person you beat. You only had to beat them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Beat them in a duel, basically.
I'm quite convinced that if I was the master of the Elder Wand, Catal would beat me with a baseball bat.
Probably.
And in the books, Harry fixed his own wand, his broken
With the
wand,
Elder
with the
Wand.
Elder Wand,
Yeah.
then destroyed it, and they left that out in the
No.
movie. I don't know
No, they
why.
didn't.
He didn't destroy the Elder Wand. He buried it with Dumbledore.
That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which me and CSA have had a discussion about this. Like, if we lived in Harry Potter and we had different jobs, if I was Minister of Magic, what I would do is I would dig a hole in the main office of the Minister of Magic, right? I would, like, only I know about this hole. It's true purpose, but have the entire office getting renovated. Dig this hole, then I'd be there. Then I'd put the wand as far down as possible down this hole, seal it over, and obliviate myself.
I mean,
it'd probably be a perfectly good idea.
yeah.
Like the one, like I'd go home, I'd go to bed, I leave a few bottles of beer on the floor, things like that, and then I'd obliviate myself. Wake up with a headache, think I was drunk.
Which
Right.
actually makes me think about something here that just came to mind. So according to the books, Harry was the wand's master. He buries it with Dumbledore. He never uses it again when Harry dies of old age. Who becomes the wand's master then?
Nobody.
No one becomes the wand's master, and therefore because there was a reason Harry buried it with Dumbledore. He didn't want anyone to be killing each other over that power again.
Which wouldn't Dumbledore's resting place be kind of public knowledge, though?
I believe they would have moved it.
Yeah,
Okay.
but they wouldn't have dug him up.
Yeah, no one would dig up Dumbledore. There's just no way anyone would dig up Dumbledore, not unless they wanted the entire wizarding world to come after them.
Also, like,
that's true.
his tomb's on Hogwarts grounds, if I recall correctly.
Yeah.
So, like,
Yes,
you
it
can't
is.
just go in there and grave rob him. It's
Yeah.
a guarded area.
Hey guys, do you want to do you want to go grave room with me? There's a specific item I know on a little island. Just saying.
Yeah, no, I don't do that kind of shit.
Not fun.
Yeah,
Wow,
I
sir.
don't either.
Although, actually, if you were going to go dig up, go grave robbing Hogwarts. Sorry, loud truck in the street outside. If you were going to go grave robbing Hogwarts in real life, Revan, I think actually you'd be somebody who would probably know how to do it.
Actually, you're not wrong. You are not wrong. Are you forgetting where I worked for 3 years?
Oh, I am perfectly
Jeez.
aware of where you worked for 3 years.
Yeah, we don't need you doing that.
I'm possibly the most qualified person to do it. It's like, hey, I got a new mouse skull. Cool, 2 more, and I got the 3 Musketeers.
Well, I think it's an old Celtic belief that if you have three skulls on a group of 3 skulls on your on a shelf in your house, it'll speak omens sometimes.
Yep.
Yeah, we don't do that. We don't, even when we're doing the display. A load of people I know do not stack fake skulls together.
Yeah.
Also, speaking about, there's another thing that you Americans probably didn't realize, but Mountains would have. Where did Voldemort go looking for the diadem?
Where did
I'm
Voldemort
trying to
go looking for
remember.
what?
I don't remember.
Albania, right? So you think he went over to Europe, over to Albania?
Oh, yeah,
You're
he was hiding in Albania.
Yeah, you were wrong. The Gaelic name for Scotland is Alba. The Latin name for Scotland is Albania. He went up to Scotland.
Well, it does make sense because
Yeah.
Although, I mean, it also I think would make sense for him to.
wasn't oh shit, I'm trying to remember her first name, but Ravenclaw.
Rowena
Yes,
Rowena?
there we go.
Rowena Ravenclaw was actually nobility.
Yeah,
Yes. And yeah.
but
And
wasn't she like from Scotland or something?
She was from Albania.
Yeah, exactly.
Cold fusion.
But like I could swear that like it had been mentioned like as Scotland that she was from there.
No, they just said Albania. Now it was mentioned in other places, and I did clarify because we were talking about it. Maybe last year we were talking about Hogwarts, and because I know a bit of Gaelic, right?
Right.
And I'm like, oh no, that's the original name for Scotland. Like in Scottish, they say Chuckicare. They say Chuckicare. No, Alba Gabra, which is Scotland forever, right?
Although
Yeah.
I do like the idea of Voldemort hiding out in Yugoslavia during the Yugoslav wars. That's just
I was just thinking the same thing. That would have been hilarious.
like where would be a better place for an evil wizard to hide in Europe in the 1990s than former Yugoslavia?
Yeah, I know, right?
Could you imagine? Could you imagine if to get to Albania that Voldemort was actually the reason for the fall of the USSR?
Wow.
Oh god. Well, no, that happened beforehand, though.
No, I'm saying so he could get to Albania. He made the USSR fall in 1990.
He's like,
For fuck's sake.
he just hears Reagan say, "Mr. Gorbachev, tear down this wall." You just see Voldemort just do a spell and blow a hole in the wall.
It was actually Voldemort using Imperius on Gorbachev the whole time.
Wow.
No. He was actually after using Polyjuice Potion on him. Mary,
God.
what were the
Oh god.
what was the name of the twins? The two Death Eater twins in charge of Hogwarts.
Oh, dang.
In the movie, they
You know what?
mentioned
I
them
don't remember.
once. They mentioned their names once in the movie.
So-
Yeah, they mention them once and then they're never named. Like you're never heard from them and they're never
Okay,
named or
so
Yeah.
Bumblefuck. Okay, so the twins, Bumblefuck and Dumbfuck.
I'm gonna look.
They were some of the cruelest people in Hogwarts history. Now, all headphone users, please turn down the volume. I am sorry for this.
All right,
Tara
record it.
twins.
Thank you. The Tara twins were some of the most violent people in Hogwarts' history. And that is when not many people notice Snape actually does this. Pay attention to what he does with the magic. Did you see that?
Yeah, I mean, it's at the very end, right before the quick
Yes.
cuts. But yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about. He basically deflects the blasts and kills the two twins.
Yes.
Yeah.
Which, honestly, I think is Snape. Which I wish Snape could have honestly turned around and be like, "Hey, I'm actually helping." Like,
Well, but then,
Yeah.
then Voldemort would have gotten out pretty quickly. Voldemort would have found that out pretty quickly.
yeah,
So
The best way to be a double
No,
agent is to fool who you're supposed to be.
yeah, exactly. Yeah,
Yeah,
I
and,
know
and Snape sold that.
Because otherwise,
very
no
well.
one will believe it.
yeah.
Well, like Snape did an incredible job of selling it.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
Mhm.
he really did.
but here's another question.
I was actually really glad that in the book and the movie both they kept they kept the fact that Harry eventually knew the truth.
Yeah.
Yes, I love that.
I didn't honestly the way the movies were going, I almost didn't expect them to keep that.
Mm-hmm.
Which is honestly, given now, let's play pretend for a minute, right? Like
Yeah.
we're both nerds, so that's what we do the whole time. Anyway, so if let's say Snape survived, right?
Okay.
Just say he killed Nagini.
There was
Do you?
no way.
No. I'm saying we're playing pretend, right? Just say he somehow killed Nagini,
Okay.
right?
Okay.
Gotcha.
Do you think Snape would have left Hogwarts and had a normal life, seeing he was only 31 years old?
I mean, maybe.
After what he's been through, yeah, he probably would.
Yeah. Because honestly, that man deserved better.
Probably go to magical therapy.
Jeez.
Yeah, no shit. He probably would have lived amongst the normal people, aka the Muggles, probably.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, that's one thing the movies really portray is him dark and brooding. But then when you find out in the last two movies that he was really a double agent working on behalf of
Well, the books did the same thing, and the books really do a good job of bait and switching you into really hating the guy.
Mm-hmm.
yeah,
They do.
I can imagine
I
that,
remember
yeah.
when the last book was coming out, they had
Dude, I remember how mad people were when they found that out. Like, they were like, no, Snape's the bad guy. And I think it really...
at Borders, they had these two magnets that were arguing with each other. Oh my gosh. I wish
Well,
I
I
could.
remember people thinking it was a
unfortunately,
gigantic retcon.
Yeah. Well, I mean, unfortunately, some people get really attached to preconceived notions. Like, I always kind of liked Snape. I was not. And I also kind of got the feeling that the other shoe was going to drop while I was reading the books. I did
Yeah.
not. I never really got the feeling like Snape is really going to be a bad guy here.
Mhm.
He always seemed like kind of an angle, right?
I hadn't made a decision. Like, I wasn't sure. I couldn't decide. So I just kind of left it at that.
I mean, I never
mean,
read the books, so
If you listen to, do any of you remember Harry Potter 4? When Harry was in the hallway, what Karkaroff said to Snape?
Yeah. I don't remember the exact words, but
I think he knew.
what, that Snape was a double agent? Oh, yeah.
Yeah, because
for
he
sure.
said, yeah, he
I
was
guarantee
showing-
you Karkaroff knew Snape was a double agent.
yeah.
Karkaroff. Now, here's something interesting. So, we all know that the Dark Mark tattoo moves, correct?
Yeah.
Mhm.
And it gets active when Voldemort starts gaining power.
Karkaroff's was faded and was still.
Was it?
Yes. I have watched that scene meticulously. It is faded and it is still.
That's
he says-
weird, because in the book, Karkaroff was like, Voldemort's gaining power, you've felt it too. Or something
Yeah.
to that effect. And he shows Snape the mark, and it's moving, and
Well, in the movie, it is still and great and faded.
that is weird. Why did they make that choice in the movie?
I don't know. They made a load of weird choices in the movie, but it also goes in a way because I think that honestly, it's to go with the line: "Choose who to be with, Snape. You need to make the wise choice."
Yeah.
Like whilst he was, and then he pulls it down, covers his wrist. But my thing is, how did they? So the invisibility cloak covers you up, like no one knows that you're there. My question is, how the hell did they know that he's still there? He's not like Harry's an asthmatic, just stand there and all you hear. Or just, let's be honest, me after coming up the stairs in Hogwarts, if we were all there, like running around as teenagers, you see Katana like, hey guys, let's go up to the Gryffindor Commons room. And you're all there about 3 hours, and then the door just opens and you just see me fluttering it.
I'm guessing they probably heard a noise of some sort because the cloak
it's
makes you
every
invisible, but it
time.
doesn't mask your the sounds you make.
Either the sounds or just you could feel like the presence.
Yeah,
of someone
because
still, because
that too. Because it's somebody could be in another part of the house and you might forget that they're there, but you still feel almost like there's a presence in the house.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So it probably was that where they're like, I don't think we're alone. Even though you can't see it, you just get that feeling that you're not alone.
Yeah. But it's weird because another thing you could also, which no one ever takes into account, Harry's in school, yeah? Which means Harry might be mandated you need to take X amount of showers, right? And it's a school. He's also a jock. Harry possibly smells of soap.
I mean,
No,
what is he
think
using?
about it.
Like Old Spice, where he just gives off like a musky scent.
Although, in fairness, Harry is like, which book is this in?
Multiple.
Okay, in fairness, like Harry's a teenage boy throughout this, so he's probably just like slathering himself up an axe. Oh my god, Harry's just slathered an axe.
Yeah, because that came out in the 2000s, and Axe was a big.
Harry
thing
was
in
actually
the
in
2000s.
school. Actually, Harry was in school in the 90s.
Yes.
Okay, the 90s, but still.
So
I
it probably for the 90s it may well have been Old Spice.
mean-
Oh
I
god!
was thinking the 90s because, like, yeah, because I think Axe didn't start getting big until I think a little bit after Harry Potter happened.
Axe
Maybe.
started getting big in the 2000s because I knew a guy who he was poor as rocks like I was, so he didn't get Axe. What he did was get the knockoff Axe. They called it Tag. And
Yeah.
some
Oh,
of the
yes.
Tag stuff actually smelled a lot better than a lot of the Axe
Actually,
stuff, so I was
yeah,
not
it did.
complaining.
Katala, we have a brand in a deals in like a knockoff Axe in my country,
Yeah.
and it's called Rad.
Oh wow.
I think I've heard of that actually.
Yeah, and it says, "You too can smell Rad."
Oh my god.
Well, okay, so Axe has been around since the 80s, but I guess it didn't
It
get
didn't come to US until
until-
2002.
yeah, it didn't get big until the early 2000s.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Although this happens in the UK, so I don't know what their marketing was like in the UK in the mid 90s.
Although, I mean, I got another reason. Well, no, I'm not going to say that one.
Go on, say it.
No, I'm not going to.
Do it.
Wow.
Do it.
Do it.
He
You know
was
you
a high-
want to.
He was a high school boy, very
Oh, no.
curious,
Oh, God.
certain odors.
Yes, and white
Wow.
Guys, okay, here's the thing.
You wanted to know, okay?
Oh,
You're-
no. Okay. Since this stream has gone down the toilet, okay, do you think any girls use their wand? Just saying.
I don't know. I have a feeling that would be a
Thin?
really terrible idea.
I'm sure some tried it.
Some tried it at least.
But
I
I'm
just have a
also
distinct
sure
impression that would have been
that-
a terrible
An
idea.
object to be a.
Yeah.
Oh my god, guys, there's this man. Engorgio. You just see a load of voice. Engorgio.
God.
And some girls
Well, we
just
know
stand
that
there-
a lot of girls used beauty spells to make themselves more attractive.
Yeah, and
It's
women were
actually
probably
mentioned
using
in the
Engorgio
books.
as well.
Yeah.
Some of the women too,
And
probably.
they also bottled love. But the thing that's also really funny, I could just imagine girls standing in front of in the mirror. You okay? Yeah, I'll be down in a minute, taking off their shirt and just stand there looking at these tiny little boobs and go, Engorgio.
Aw.
It's
Come
entirely
on, man.
possible.
It
It's
is
not
entirely
outside the realm of possibility.
Yeah.
I mean, Polyjuice Potion is a thing.
Yeah, but that only lasted for a certain amount of time, and they'd have to.
Yeah,
keep
that
it
only
back on.
lasted for like an hour. Proper Polyjuice Potion was only supposed to last an hour.
Actually, yeah, which is actually I
Which
think that they
made
never
it
brought
really hilarious when Hermione got a fucking cat hair instead of Millicent Bulstrode's hair.
Yes.
He turned into a
She
goddamn
stayed a
furry.
fucking furry for like 3 days.
Yeah.
Wow.
Hermione became the world's ultimate furry.
Oh.
But guys,
That's not what they meant by cat girls.
God.
oh my god. But
Says Resident 3.
whatever happened to Snape's body? Like,
No one ever it's never
I'm not
mentioned
familiar with that. Being explained.
from what I remember.
yeah,
I'm sure Harry had something to do with it.
Incendio.
Jeez.
No,
Wow, I
think
don't think so.
I think Harry would have had a private ceremony with just him, Ron, and Hermione.
I mean, if he could have talked Ron into it, because Ron always hated Snape way more than Harry did, even though Harry was the one Snape
right.
didn't
So,
like.
so if anything else, Harry would have buried him privately because he knew the truth, and nobody else did, to my recollection.
Although, like, after the war was over, there wouldn't have been any reason for Harry to hide it.
Not really, no.
Not really, but I think it would have been.
Correct me if I'm wrong. By the way, did fucking Malfoy ever find out that freaking? Did he find out that he was supposed to have been protecting him?
Yeah.
I'm sure.
Yeah.
He did,
I
yeah.
couldn't remember.
Yeah, Malfoy found
Which is
out,
one
yeah.
of the which is one of the reasons why they weren't friends, but they had a mutual respect for each other as adults.
Yeah.
And a lot of the hatred he had from him was because of his father.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And then and like even the last, that's one of my favorite parts of the last movie is like when the Malfoys are leaving, when things start heating up again, they like leave and flee because they were so afraid. Like you could just see the fear. They just wanted out.
But here's
Yeah, I mean,
something.
the Malfoys were never like completely in it with Voldemort and the Death Eaters. They were always sort of
Well,
quite reluctant to be involved.
Lucius
Yeah.
Malfoy was. It took him a while to figure out that maybe this is not a good place for me and my child.
Yeah.
But I mean, at the end of the day, he did figure it out, though.
Yeah.
A lot of Death Eaters were
After he
completely,
got humiliated, locked in a cage.
Honestly,
plugged with
as much as I found her entertaining, you would think that Bellatrix Lestrange would have been his first clue.
yeah, right.
One would
Bellatrix.
think. I mean, although Bellatrix Lestrange, remember, she was married to what's his face? Fuck. She was Narcissa's sister, and then she married what was his name? I can't remember. Yes, there you go. Him. She married him and became Lestrange. Well, the one she really wanted to marry was Tom Riddle, but it was Tom Riddle. He was not interested in women, and yeah.
Well, even after he became Voldemort, she got rebuffed a couple of times.
Yeah, and she never did learn. She was like that obsessively devoted to the guy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, which is. Hold on, just talk amongst yourselves for 1 minute. I'm just getting a picture, okay?
Okay.
Okay.
But
yeah. Well, I found it funny how you see Lucius, like, he battles the Order in number 5, and then in the movie 7, you see him just kind of like getting bitch slapped constantly, metaphorically and physically, by Voldemort. He's like,
Hey,
well,
Lucius,
no, Voldemort actually did that.
Hand me your wand. Hand me your wand. Just breaks part of it off. He's like, okay, I think I can use this.
hey, Katala. I think I found out why Bellatrix was obsessed with Voldemort.
Why?
Why?
Yeah, that's why he looked. That's why he looked like. That's
I mean, he didn't always look like a fucking pale, noseless zombie.
Yeah, he didn't always look like a zombie. Like, the books even tell you that he was an extremely attractive person before he became the Dark Lord.
Yeah,
like
the Dark.
He had half the girls in the school from all houses trailing him around.
Because eye candy.
Yeah,
pretty much.
He looked like a young Joseph Stalin.
God.
Oh, no.
That's why.
Actually, no.
I'm not even
come on,
kidding.
now
by
I
the way.
can't-
I know you're not. Stop it.
Now,
He's gonna send Owen a picture.
Of course he is.
yes. Thank you, Mark.
Oh, hey.
Yeah. Hey,
So
Mark.
Armchair actually did send me a picture, and it's not what Katala was saying. Right? Oh, wait. I got 2 pictures. God damn it, Armchair!
I knew it. I knew it was going to show up.
Ay. Okay. Fine. I guess we're doing this now. So,
Yeah.
here's
Yeah?
Joseph.
Yep.
And here's, oh dear God, I
Yeah.
can't unsee that now. So here's another thing. So you all remember the final battle of Hogwarts. What the fuck? Sorry, of
Hogwarts.
Yeah.
That's terrible.
Think of a hog with a bunch of warts on it. There.
Well, it's the alternative low rent school run by hags, like swamp hags.
God.
Oh, okay.
It's Hogwarts School of White Trash and Bitchery.
Did you all see that Key and Peele bit where they're at Chlorophyx? It's in like the hood, and it's like a school of witchcraft and wizardry. Did you ever see that skit?
Oh, jeez.
That's all I can think of. Why do you need a wand with a silencer on it? I ask again, why?
So, guys, back to the
For
photo.
fuck's
Armchair. You sent me this. What did you want to talk about?
Actually, I just found that one while I was looking around online. That's just a shot of the that's just some artwork I found of the final battle.
For those of you who have actually not read the books and have only seen the movie, Voldemort in the books did not turn to ash and blow away. He just dropped down dead.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah, I think they did that for
If
dramatic
memory
effect.
serves, there were a few of the deaths in the book that were a little bit more involved than they were in the movie.
No, I'm talking about Voldemort.
I know, I'm just saying in general.
I know, Voldemort was actually the opposite.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Which is
kind of odd.
Yeah, it's kind of odd and gnarly, which is
It's an interesting choice when you really think about it, because I mean, his death did involve a pretty substantial duel.
Yeah.
But at the
Thank
end,
you,
when
Paul.
he actually died, he did not. He didn't go with a lot of fanfare or anything like overly dramatic.
Well, it was actually very kind of anticlimactic. The final battle of Hogwarts. The Death Eaters were just kind of overwhelmed and killed. It wasn't.
But here's
subdued. It was not very.
I mean, Bellatrix lost to frickin' the Weasley's mother.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, yes, because she did something to Ginny, and
she was going to kill Ginny.
She was going to kill Ginny with a curse.
Yeah, and fucking Mrs. Weasley lost it.
Like,
it was
lost
actually
her
mildly
shit.
amusing.
Yeah. Talking about protecting mother instinct.
She lost her shit, and Bellatrix was being too cocky and basically left herself too wide open for an attack.
Yeah. The one and only time that Mrs. Weasley ever properly intended to kill anyone.
Yeah.
Wait,
Although
hold
I do
on.
love the scene in the
Katana,
movie, though.
you said properly? How many? What's her death count then? There's
You know what I
actually.
mean.
I mean, with her cooking, we'd have to search through a lot of records.
Wow, sir.
But guys,
People like her cooking, though.
True.
The only one who really didn't like her cooking and who made fun of her for it was Fleur Delacour. Because she's like, you people, you cook your food too thoroughly.
Hello, Nerdpool. Welcome, man. It's good to see you. J.K. Rowling copied Aliens with Miss. Say, get away from her, you bitch. So here's something that's actually confused fans. Go ahead. No, you go ahead first. You start talking.
Oh, I was kind of laughing at Fleur Delacour, and
to be fair, Bellatrix was much more attractive than the Alien Queen, but might have been bitchier.
She probably was bitchier.
Yeah.
Let's be real here.
So, you know, in Harry Potter 2, Harry Potter 2, where we're first introduced to Ginny, and she's like, "Mom, where's my sweater? It's on the cat."
Oh, jeez.
Wait, yes. Now, here's the thing. That is not as stupid as you think. Okay? When she says it's on the cat, over the fireplace, there's a metal cat with hooks.
Oh, okay. I gotcha. I know what you're talking about now.
Yeah, nobody had spotted that for years, and I'm like, it's right there. It's literally behind her head. Is this not a thing in America? Like, we hang
So we
clothes
call
over...
it something different.
Oh, no, it's like, it's a clothes hanger, basically.
It's a rat.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
it's just like a coat rack.
Yeah, shaped like a cat. Which always made me laugh. It's on the cat, and people thought that her jumper was on a tiny little cat walking around. Just like, meow.
Well, I mean,
okay,
if you've owned a cat, it might very well be a thing that could happen.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I've dropped stuff on Molly before.
Or they
And she
crawl
just-
into it and go to sleep or something.
Hey nerd,
Right.
hey Nerdpool, drop your link in the channel, man. I'll give you a wrench. And there you go. You got a wrench. Congratulations.
I do eventually need to do some movie review shit on my channel, but I gotta get Josh's editing software together first.
Farm, you need to learn how to swear more for your movie reviews. That's gonna be spectacular.
Oh God.
Fuck me. Yeah, wait till I get to some of the bad shit, then you'll get it.
Right? The bad shit is what gets the swearing. My God.
Yeah. Oh,
That's
okay. So guys, there's something important. Mary, do you want to say the thing about rambling?
Sure.
Oh yeah, please.
Yeah.
If you don't know, Rambling has a kidney disease and has now started kidney dialysis. And we have a Loki's Mornings of Mischief set him up a GoFundMe, and so we've been sharing it out. So I did put it up in the chat. I can do it again too.
Yeah.
So if you can donate, wonderful. If not, just share it out tweet it out
link,
wherever.
For anybody who's watching, this link will be posted tomorrow morning. From in 12 hours from when this live stream goes live, it will be posted in the comments. In the pinned comments, it will be there permanently, and it will be going on all future Potato Ribbon videos.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Taking care of that right now.
Awesome.
Yeah. Thanks, Farv. But yeah, guys, Rambling's like an amazing guy. He was, for those of you who are friends of Admiral Doom, he was there the whole time with Admiral. He helps set stuff up for Admiral afterwards, and he's honestly, he is a fantastic guy, and he does not deserve any of the stuff that he's going through. He deserves a little of it because he's Canadian, but not all.
Oh,
Wow.
Bad form. Sir.
Wow.
Bad form.
I put the GFM in your Discord server.
Thanks, man. You can add everyone and pin it. You've got
Okay.
the permissions. Yeah, but it's in the Discord server. But yeah, we've been going for over an hour. Do you want to wrap it up here and we shut ourselves?
Yeah, we can do that. Yes.
Yeah. Armchair, you want to go first because we're talking about books and you apparently have the ability to read.
Yeah, so much like J.K. Rowling, I am also an author. I've written a book called The Maiden's War. It's out, available on Amazon. I'll post the link in the chat here in a minute. It's been actually extremely well reviewed, and I'm currently working on the sequel. So I'm trying to. So you can all do your part to making me a global worldwide success and multi-billionaire by buying a copy.
I have bought a hardback copy and I got it. If any of you actually want an autographed copy, you just contact him through Discord and give him money, and he will give you a book in exchange.
Oh, did it show up already?
Oh no, it's on its way. I'll tell you about it in private. There's a weird delay.
Okay.
Yeah. Katana, you want to shield yourself and then I teach you how to do it properly?
Jesus.
Wow, sir. Okay, everybody. So I do game streams over on my channel. It's just Katala Laris, the same as my name here. No Gryffindor on the end, by the way. That was Revan.
That was put in specifically for the stream.
Yes, that was
Yeah.
for this stream. I do video game streams. Right now it's just Guild Wars. Both AW and Farvithia Forever and sometimes CSA are regular co-hosts on the channel. So if you want to come watch us make terrible mistakes and or do really, really insane things, go over there and check it out.
Yeah.
Sometimes we even talk pop culture news and other other random stuff.
Whatever the hell's pissed us off recently.
Yeah.
Right?
That's true.
Whatever's pissed us off recently, or sometimes we sometimes talk like what we would do how we would write it if we were given the opportunity to write for some of our favorite franchises.
Yeah.
Or go on Transformers rants for several hours.
Oh, we do that reasonably.
That's
often.
usually a Farv and me thing because
Yeah.
Oh,
I mean,
want to do a Transformer stream one of the days and literally just go. Michael Bay is good, and literally just leave the room, go on vacation, and come back, and Tyler will still be ranting.
God help me.
I'm not the only one who would still be ranting. If
No.
you did that,
I
Farv
mean,
would bitch slap
I
you.
would be
Not
ranting
the same.
some, but my knowledge is limited, so my ranting capability is limited. So,
CSA, you wanna show yourself? And Mary, can you give me your channel and drop in the private chat?
Yep.
all right.
Thank you.
So, Common Sense America here. I got a little YouTube channel, and right now we're covering various basically anything nerdum related, sci-fi primarily. We might dabble in a little Lord of the Rings once in a while, but the 2 live streams so far. First one was on the Battle of Hoth, and the second one was if the T-65 X-wing never existed. I got another live stream coming up Saturday. I got to schedule it. I got all the photos. I still got to actually schedule it. It's going to be Saturday, and it's going to be about was the Tarkin Doctrine the best doctrine for the Empire? So, and for those of you who don't know what the Tarkin Doctrine was, it was the doctrine that basically the Empire adopted, which led to the creation of the Death Star and the massive fleet of Star Destroyers, but nothing a whole lot else. So we're going to be talking about if that was the best way for the Empire to rule the galaxy was the Tarkin Doctrine. So we're going to be talking about that. I got a few more ideas I'm working on.
You forgot to give the name of your channel.
It's the Smoking Patriot. But it's the _smoking_patriot.
If you guys actually want to go find any of these guys, with the exception of Mary, if you go to the About section on this channel, I literally have all of them linked.
Yeah.
Including the Smoking Patriot and everything. Mary, would you like to shield yourself?
Sure. Here, let me change my avatar. That'll help too. Okay, so I host a board game channel on Saturdays mostly, called I call it Mary's Game Room, and Mark the Infinitely Tired actually plays with me. That's why he's in chat. So we started out last year because we did an Extra Life charity for kids. The money goes to a local hospital. So I did it again this year. So we'll probably do a 24-hour stream like in November. But for now, we just stream on Saturdays, just different board games.
Oh, fantastic.
We have like over 300 games.
We have probably, oh my God, I don't have like a proper count anymore between my brother and I.
I would also like to say that Maxis has some plans. None's in concrete yet, but Maxis here might be doing her own YouTube channel. So, guys,
Nice.
keep an eye out for that.
I will
one
have
coming.
no schedule because my mind
You don't
work
have a
that way.
schedule, I understand.
Yeah.
What's
Yeah.
a schedule? Is it tasty?
I don't believe so.
It don't sound like it is.
Out of all of us, I believe I'm the only one who has somewhat of a schedule, and I do not tell YouTube. So, good luck with that.
right.
But guys, that was our live stream. I would like to thank everyone rambling. I hope you feel better, man. Mary, thank you so much, and Mary, you are welcome back here anytime.
Okay.
So
good.
thank you everybody for showing. For everyone in the rewatch, thank you all. All of you have a good and a safe night. God bless and good night.